Everyone is talking about AI, semiconductors, and data centers, but quietly, another massive global theme is building up. The world is rearming. This is not a small, short term trend. This is becoming a multi year structural supercycle. In 2025, all NATO allies met or exceeded the earlier target of spending at least 2% of GDP on defense. European allies and Canada increased defense spending by 20% compared to 2024. So the message is very clear. The world is moving from peacetime budgeting to security first budgeting. So let's understand why this theme is becoming big. For almost 30 years after the Cold War, many countries reduced defense spending. Governments preferred spending on welfare, infrastructure, healthcare, and consumption. But the last few years have changed everything. Russia-Ukraine war, Middle East tensions, Red Sea shipping attacks, China-Taiwan risk, cyber warfare, and drone warfare have forced countries to rethink national security. Defense is no longer optional. It is now becoming a core budget priority. So when people hear defense, they still think of tanks, guns, and soldiers. But modern defense is very different. Today's defense is about drones, radars, missiles, satellites, electronic warfare, cybersecurity, sensors, precision components, and unmanned systems. A cheap drone can destroy a costly tank. A radar system can protect an entire border. A missile defense system can change the outcome of a war. This is why the new defense cycle is not just old economy. It is a combination of engineering, electronics, software, aerospace, AI, precision manufacturing, and material science. So let's look at why Europe is the biggest trigger, because it is the most important part of the story. For decades, Europe underinvested in defense because it depended heavily on the US security umbrella. But after the Russia-Ukraine war, the mindset has changed. Now Europe wants to rebuild ammunition capacity, missile systems, air defense, drones, ships, and military infrastructure. This means years of orders for defense contracts, component makers, electronic suppliers, and shipbuilders. So now let's look at the India's big opportunity. So India is in a very interesting position. India is both a large defense buyer and an emerging defense manufacturer. For years, India imported a large part of its defense equipment. But now the focus is shifting towards Make in India, indigenization, exports, and domestic defense platforms. This creates opportunities in defense electronics, missiles, ammunition, shipbuilding, aerospace components, drones, and precision engineering. India's defense theme is no longer about government orders, it is also about exports, import substitution, and participation in global defense supply chains. Now let's look at the Indian listed buckets to study. So the first bucket is defense electronics. Here you have companies like BEL, Data Patterns, and Astra Microwave. These are linked to radars, communication systems, electronic warfare, and defense electronics. The second bucket is missiles, ammunitions, and explosives. Here there are companies like BDL, Solar Industries, and Premier Explosives. These are linked to the missiles, rockets, propellants, and defense-grade explosives. The third is shipbuilding. Mazgaon Dock, Cochin Shipyard, and Garden Reach shipbuilders benefit when naval capex increases. The fourth bucket is aerospace and precision manufacturing. Here you have companies like HAL, Datamatic Technologies, PTC Industries, and MTR Technologies. These are linked to aircrafts, engines, structures, components, and high precision systems. The fifth bucket is training, simulation, and defense platforms. Here the companies are Zen Technologies, Bharat Forge, and L&T. So these are linked to your simulators, artillery, vehicles, platforms, and defense engineering. Now let's look at the risks. So every theme will not be without risk. So even the defense story can become expensive very fast if order execution take a lot of time. The government contracts, if they get delayed, the margins may fluctuate depending on the product mix. So investors should not blindly chase every stock just because it has the defense tag. The right approach is to track order book, execution, margins, export potential, and valuation. So the conclusion is the world may talk about peace, but global budgets are preparing for conflict. And that is why defense may remain one of the biggest structural themes of this decade. The first big trigger was geopolitics. The second trigger is technology. And the third trigger is localization of supply chains. This is no longer just a defense story, this is a global rearmament supercycle.